Denmark's capital, Copenhagen, is by far the largest city in the country. Here you'll find a multitude of tourist attractions to please even the pickiest of travellers, like me. For instance, the Parliament at Christiansborg, familiar to many through the Danish smash hit TV series Borgen, and the residents of the royal family at Amalienborg are unmissable. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 rated tourist attractions in Copenhagen. And wait till you see the number one that we're going to be showing you, something you may not even have thought of, so make sure you watch till the end. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome travel guides, and make sure to hit the notification bell so that you know when we publish a new video. So let's cut to the chase. At 10, Rosenborg Palace. Less than 10 minutes walk from the Round Tower and now home to some of Denmark's greatest cultural treasures, this castle was originally built by Christian IV as a pleasure palace. Christian IV. Inhabited by the royal family until 1720, and after that used as a summer retreat, well, as you do, the castle and contents became a museum in 1838. In the basement are the Danish crown jewels, shh, don't tell anyone, and royal regalia. Of particular interest are the Marble Room, a Baroque reception room, and the Knight's Hall with the coronation throne, used between 1871 to 1940, as well as the famous Rosenborg tapestries, which have adorned the walls since 1693. Exquisite porcelain is also on exhibit, including the famous Flora Danica service. At 9, Strøget Shopping Mile. A stroll of around 5 minutes from Christiansborg takes you to the bustling shopping area of Strøget, where you'll find a wealth of boutiques, cafes and restaurants. Strøget, a nickname from the 1800s, consists of several roads crisscrossing one another, beginning at Town Hall Square and ending at Kongens Nytorv. Some adjoining streets on the north have also been pedestrianised. International brand name stores such as Max Mara, Prada, Louis Vuitton and Hermes tend to be at the end of the street facing the direction of Kongens Nytorv. Following Strøget towards City Hall Square for more affordable shopping at H&M, Weekday and Zara. At 8, Amalienborg Castle. Less than 1.5 kilometers from Rosenborg in the Frederiksstaden Quarter, you'll find Rosenborg's sister palace, Amalienborg, along with its serene waterfront gardens. The four palaces facing onto the square were originally built as homes for the nobility, but were taken over by the royal family after a fire at Christiansborg in 1794. The palace takes its name from Queen Sophie Amalie, who had a sumptuous summer retreat on the site, which also burned down in 1689. Bewitched. The area was designed to be a model society, with the king as focal point and the aristocracy, the four palaces, surrounding him. Today, Queen Margrethe II and her family occupy the upper story of Christian IX's palace, and the Moltke Palace is used for official purposes. The soldiers of the Royal Guard, with their bearskins and blue, on festive occasions red, white and blue, uniforms are a unique symbol of the city. At 7, the Round Tower. On Kopenhagen is the Round Tower, a 36-metre high structure built as an observatory in 1642. It now also houses a small collection connected with the famous Danish astronomer Tycho Brahe. A particular treat is the platform, reached by a wide spiral ramp. From the top are magnificent panoramic views over the city. A new attraction is the glass floor, hovering 25 metres above the ground, where you can peer down into the castle's core. Or not. Fans of Hans Christian Andersen will be interested to know that the tower features in his well-known story The Tinderbox, eyes as big as the Round Tower. Oh yeah! After taking in the views and getting your breath back, why not continue on with a short walk around the Old Town? Wander by way of Skindergade and Ketchegade to Grabotrevorf, on one of Copenhagen's most charming squares with its brightly coloured old houses. And next up at 6, Den Bla Planet. Although you won't likely notice this from the ground, Den Bla Planet, also known as the National Aquarium Denmark, was built to resemble a whirlpool. Think that's cool? Head inside where the aquarium's wow factor is even more impressive. The largest aquarium in Northern Europe, Den Bla Planet is one of the best attractions in Copenhagen. The building's aluminum-covered walls evoke rolling ocean waves, while the aquarium's inner pathways flow like tributaries from the central core through 8 sections. These paths are lined by close to 50 aquariums, yes 50, and installations that house everything from eagle rays to turtles to hammerhead sharks to seahorses to moray eels to alligators. There is no shortage of creatures to see here. Whether you're hoping to spot ocean animals up close or are interested in the marine life that call tropical rivers and lakes home, you're sure to find something inspiring in this venue. Watch the otters play, touch a creature in the tropical touch pool, or visit the cafe for a treat. At 5. Nyhavn Harbor. To the rear of Amalienborg lies Nyhavn, New Harbor, which is flanked by a street of the same name. This enchanting area is a hub of activity, especially during summer. Brightly painted gabled buildings line the canal, adding a splash of colour to dreary days and enticing visitors to stop in for a peek at the wares for sale in the shops and a tasty bite in the restaurants and cafes that call this place home. At the end of the harbour, an anchor serves as a memorial to Danish sailors who lost their lives in World War II. Nyhavn was once a disreputable quarter of the city, but now, with its majestic feel, it is a particularly charming part of Copenhagen that features in countless images of the city. Next up, at 4, the National Gallery of Denmark, Statens Museum for Kunst, Copenhagen. The National Gallery of Denmark displays the largest collection of Danish art from the 1700s to the present day, as well as impressive works from around the world. Highlights include the Danish and Nordic art exhibition, which spans 150 years, as well as paintings by the Dutch masters Edvard Munch and Picasso, among others. Natural light floods the upper floors, giving the gallery a wonderful, airy ambience. Be sure to pick up a map before exploring all the collections so you don't miss any of the impressive works. Once you've finished appreciating the art, take a break at the on-site cafe. It is particularly pleasant and a great place to unwind and soak up the surroundings. And now at number 3, the National Museum of Denmark. An easy 10-minute walk from Tivoli along Vestergade brings you to the National Museum, a must-see attraction for anyone with an interest in Danish history and culture, or not. Some impressive runic stones are on display here, and the Danish history collection includes a sun chariot, cult object in the form of a cart that is more than 2,000 years old, Romanesque and Gothic church fittings, Danish porcelain and silver, and collections of antiquities and coins. The ethnographical collection, including items from Greenland, gives an excellent impression of life among the Eskimos. Inside, you'll also find collections from other interesting areas including Asia, Africa and Oceania, as well as the culture of the Indians. That's not all. Here you'll also find the Prince's Palace, a Rococo building influenced by the French style of the period. Around 5 minutes stroll from the National Museum, Thorvaldsen's Museum is also worth a visit to view spectacular works from this famous Danish sculptor. And now, next up at number 2, Christiansborg Palace. On the tiny island of Slotsholmen is the Danish seat of government and an attraction that should top any visitor's agenda, my favourite. Christiansborg boasts more than 800 years of history, and today the palace is home to the Parliament, the Prime Minister's office and the Supreme Court. In addition, several parts are still used by the royal house, although thankfully much is open to the public. Occupying the site where Bishop Absalon built the earliest fortifications of the city in just 1167, the ruins of the Bishop's Castle and the medieval fortress were discovered when the present palace was under construction and can now be toured. Among other points of interest are the royal kitchen, royal reception rooms, royal stables and the palace chapel. Opening hours for each section of the palace can vary since they are in use, so be sure to check ahead if you are interested in a specific area. And finally, drumroll please for number 1, Tivoli Gardens. Walking from Town Hall Square and crossing H.C. Andersen's Boulevard brings you to the inspiration behind the Disney theme parks, the famous Tivoli amusement park and pleasure gardens dating from 1843. It's impossible to miss the grand entrance at Vesterbrogade. Here, visitors are welcomed through a dramatic archway flanked by columns. No matter what time of year you visit, Tivoli feels festive. Yes, festive. Inside the gardens, you'll wind your way through a village complete with cute shops and a lake adorned by well-lit trees that are mirrored serenely in the water. That's likely the only serenity you'll find in this miniature theme park, which brings out the kid in every visitor. Sure does. Here, you'll also find more than 20 attractions, including a roller coaster, roundabouts, halls of mirrors, pantomime, puppet and open-air theatres, a wealth of restaurants and cafes, flower gardens and a Moorish-styled concert hall, which is particularly pleasing when lit up at night. The park is famous worldwide and appears in many movies. Indeed, some might say it's the most famous attraction in Copenhagen. At Christmas, Tivoli becomes an extravagantly decorated wonderland. And there you have the top 10 rated tourist attractions in Copenhagen. Did you like what you saw? Let us know in the comments down below. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fantastic travel guides. That's all for now. Until next time.